At 6 in the morning, in his tiny house in a small village in Mexico, Daniel was asleep. He was still asleep at 7, at 8, at 9, and even at 10. Most days, Daniel woke up around 11. Then his wife usually went to the shop to buy tortillas and coffee for his breakfast. Daniel was a lucky man because Thomas, the shopkeeper, was a good friend and never asked him to pay for his food. But one morning, Thomas woke up in a bad mood. "I get up at 5 every morning to work," he said to himself, "while Daniel stays in bed all morning and does nothing. He never works, and I keep giving him free food. That is enough. If he wants more free food, he will have to do some work for me." Later that morning, Daniel's wife came into the shop at the usual time. "Tell your husband I cannot keep giving him food for free," Thomas said. "I am building an extra room onto the side of my house. If he helps me carry some big rocks from the quarry, then you can have more food." "Oh no," said Daniel when he heard Thomas's message. "Those rocks are far too heavy for me to move. How many times do I have to say it? If God wants to give, He will give. And when He gives, He will push it in through the window. Please, no more talk about work. What about a nice cup of fresh coffee?" After that, he got dressed and left the house. Later that morning, Daniel was strolling up the hill happily, watching the clouds in the sky. Suddenly, he heard shouting behind him. "Whoa! Whoa there!" Turning around, he saw a horse galloping closer and closer. A man was riding it and shouting, but the horse would not stop. "Whoa!" the rider cried again, but the horse did not slow down. Now the horse was right in front of Daniel. He jumped forward, grabbed the reins, and brought it to a stop. The rider was an old man with long white hair. He climbed down. "You do not rush around all day like other people," he said to Daniel. "But whenever someone needs help, you are there. You are very kind." "You are kind too," Daniel replied. "But it is not hard to live this way. I try to sleep well, eat well, and not worry about anything." "Well, today you truly helped me," said the old man, "and so I want to give you a gift from God." "A gift from God? I do not understand," said Daniel. "When God gives a gift to someone," the old man explained, "only the person he gives it to can keep it. Follow me." Daniel followed him, and together they went farther up the hill. There the old man stopped and pointed to a large rock. "Under that rock," he said, "there are some leaves. Under the leaves are some chests. In the chests, you will find the gift of God waiting for you." Daniel went over to the rock, knelt beside it, and took hold of it. He moved it easily. Then he pushed the leaves aside and saw 6 wooden chests. Slowly, he opened one of them. Inside were hundreds of silver coins. He opened the second and then the third. All 6 chests were full of silver coins. Daniel turned to thank the old man, but strangely, he was gone. Daniel picked up some of the coins and put them in his pocket. Then he shut all 6 chests, covered them with the leaves again, and put the rock back. Now, after all that work, he felt tired. He sat down under a tree and fell asleep. When Daniel woke up, he was hungry. He remembered something about a horse, an old man, and some silver. Did it really happen, or was it only a dream? He asked himself. But then he remembered something even more important: lunch. He began walking quickly back down the hill toward his house. Suddenly, he heard a clinking sound. He put his hand in his pocket and found 6 silver coins there. That evening, Daniel's wife went back to the shop. She placed the coins in Thomas's hand. "My husband sent you these." We need rice, a chicken, tortillas, tomatoes, and coffee. Thomas's mouth fell open when he saw the silver coins in his hand. How did Daniel get so much money? He asked. Come to our house tomorrow morning after 11, his wife said, and he will tell you. The next morning, Thomas heard the story. He was not completely sure it was true, but Daniel, he cried, why did you not bring all those chests home with you? They were too heavy, Daniel explained. I needed horses to carry them, and I have no horses. And my friend, how many times have I told you that if God wants to give, He will give, and when He gives, He will push it in through the window. I know, Thomas said. I have some horses. I will come to your house tonight and we will go to that place together. My horses will carry all 6 chests. You can keep 3 of them and give the other 3 to me. We will become rich together. Do you agree? All right, said Daniel. He was happy because his wife was cooking a delicious chicken for dinner. Thomas went back to his shop, but then he started thinking, why should I share the silver with Daniel? The horses are mine. Without them, Daniel can do nothing, and he will not know what to do with the money anyway. He will just keep eating and sleeping as always. But I always know how to use money. I will build a bigger house. That night at 11 o'clock, Daniel was asleep. Husband, said his wife, wake up. It is already 11, and your friend has not come. He is only late, said Daniel, and he went back to sleep. An hour later, his wife woke him again. Husband, it is midnight, and I am afraid Thomas has decided to keep all the silver for himself. Midnight? It is too late to go anywhere now. Wife, go to sleep. After that, Daniel and his wife slept through the whole night without waking again. While Daniel was sleeping, Thomas went up the hill with his horses and his men. He told the men to move the rock and look under the leaves. They found the 6 chests. Open them, Thomas said. But when they opened them, there were no silver coins inside, only dirt and stones. My friend Daniel is making fun of me, Thomas shouted. He thinks this is funny. Well, I know how to be funny too. He told his men to load the chests onto the horses, carry them down the hill, and leave all the dirt and stones in front of Daniel's house. They did as he said, and then went back home. The next morning, when Daniel's wife woke up, she could not open the door or the window. Husband, wake up, she said. There is something outside our house, and we cannot open the door or the window. Daniel got out of bed and pushed at the door. He could not open it, not even a little. Then he pushed the window, and at last it opened a crack. Lots of silver coins came through the opening and spilled onto the floor. Husband, his wife said, Thomas did come last night. Perhaps, Daniel replied, but all this work has made me hungry. What about a nice tortilla? Later that morning, the shopkeeper's mouth fell open for the second time in 2 days. Daniel's wife came into the shop and bought more food and some new clothes for herself and Daniel. She put 20 silver coins down in front of the shopkeeper. What happened yesterday? We waited for you until midnight, she said. I was worried when you did not come. Then this morning it all came through the window. But surely you gave us more than half. It was not me, Thomas said quickly. Of course it was. Who else would have left all those silver coins outside our house? There was silence. Then Thomas said quietly, Your husband always says that if God wants to give, He will give, and that when He gives, He will push it in through the window.